Where the hell do I? Right. That cool. Are we live? Yep. I guess I could turn this off. Yeah. Pretty much. Good evening, Cassie, my friend. How's life? Give me just 2 seconds. Just trying to set something up. This screen above me. Okay, nice. Then. Okay, that's true. Give me 1 second, just making sure. Nukes, good evening, buddy. Not much, man, not much. Just a lot of family events this week. 2 birthdays. My wife's birthday on 18th, my son's birthday on 16th. So yeah. Give me 1 second, just trying to set this UI up. It's a bit annoying. Jesus Christ, man. Come on. Are you kidding me? Why is this so hard? Alright, that's what I wanted actually. Wait. Yeah. Oh. Give me 2 seconds, guys. Actually, yeah, that's okay. Then. Yeah, but this guy. Okay, so there's something. Yeah, alright, I see. So that's not gonna do. Fine. Okay. Doesn't like this. What do you do in R, Alex? Or stands R for something? I'm not sure what you mean. What do you mean, what do I do in R? I'm not quite sure what you mean. Give me 1 second. Pouring some water. Chica, evening, my friend. Oh, no, I don't use R. No, it's just resources. R stands for resources. R is a statistical language, so there I don't have anything to use R for. I would expect someone generally in sciences to use R, right? Yeah. So what do we do today? I mean, I didn't do any. I mean, I only code in the streams, right? So you know how it was. You've been here the last time, right? So that's how it went. It's the same as before. So we stopped. I don't know where we stopped the last time. But actually, we're not gonna be starting with that. We're gonna be starting with something else. And actually, yeah, I can't work like this. Let me try to put this chat, but this thing is fucked up. So it does. Yeah, that's not gonna do. Give me a moment. Yeah, this is not gonna do. Jesus fucking Christ, man. All right, wait. I need the. Can't read the chat like this. It's so hard. Pop out chat. All right, that's better. Can I zoom this in? Nice. All right, great, super. Everything's going well, man. I mean, it's a bit busy week. It's my wife's birthday, then my son's birthday, then my wife's birthday, and then tomorrow we have my son's friends from kindergarten coming in the morning, and then we're going to the wedding in the afternoon. So a bit strange week, which is also why I haven't been streaming every day. Yeah, a lot of stuff to do. Okay. Give me just 2 seconds. Sullivan has reported some security issues, and I need to grab them. So give me a moment. Let me just hide this. We're gonna start today with this. So we have Sullivan, one of my viewers. He's a security expert, and he's helping a lot finding potential issues, and he found some new ones, and we'll prioritize this. So let's just see what he managed to do, and then we can fix that. I'm just gonna paste the whole thing here. Then we'll focus on fixing that. All right, so if we go to production, yeah, I think he has removed his oh, nice. We have actually a bunch more people sign up. Nice. Yeah, okay, so we have a cross-site scripting issue, right? If we have to fix, and more specifically, you can save the thought with some additional with some attributes which shouldn't be possible, right? So let's start with that, and then we're gonna move to something else, to the courses or whatever else. All right, let's take a look. But let's see what we want to actually do, right? So the problem is that you can all right, tip tab validate content. Let's see if TipTap has something like this already. I actually don't know how to do this properly. Let's figure it out, because this is going to be a bit hard one, right? Because this is a rich text, right? So, all right, because the thing is, right? Actually, wait, let me check. So if we go to feed and we go to thoughts, right? Let's see, how are we actually rendering stuff here? Render infinite list, share thought, list item. Let's see this guy. Then I think over here somewhere we have thoughts, contents. Then we have the HTML content here. Yeah, so we're not actually sanitizing stuff. So let's actually try to get here. And let's get let's do this. Let's do that. Let's go down here. So let's see what we actually get. Leo, my friend, good day. How's life? Yeah, now the biggest problem with this, I think, is... Wait, is it actually sanitizing it? Give me a second. I believe it is. And it's removing the links, yeah. Well, it's removing the links from the tags, right? I think it's rational to start learning a web program with TypeScript and not... I think it is, yeah. I mean, it's a bit difficult question, right? Because TypeScript is JavaScript, right? It's just JavaScript with types, basically, right? So it's the same thing just with types, pretty much, right? But yeah, you could try that for sure. I would not advise you to do it, but you could try, yes. All right, so this is gonna be a bit painful, I have to say. Oh, you have nose bleeding, man. Okay, sorry to hear that. And yeah, it's Friday indeed. Indeed. It is not. No, there's no such thing as standard. JavaScript is a language itself, and as such is a standard. TypeScript is a additional possibility to add to top of it if you want to, but you certainly don't have to. Okay, so looking at this, basically, dirty allow tags, okay. Yeah, I guess we should probably do something like this. Yeah, I think so, right? Angular World, thank you very much, buddy. Appreciate it. So let's actually try doing something like this, right? And then it would be nice now when we're sanitizing to kind of make this sanitization part of basically the what we actually so the tags that we actually do support here, right? But we'll see about that. So PEM, how do they say anchor? Do they call it anchor or link or href? Okay. So let's say here href. Let's see what's happening. So yeah, so this has been sanitized, all of it. HTML content, allow tags. Oh no, shit, this is, sorry, this is an attribute, not a... It allowed tags, yeah. Allowed attributes, sure. Actually, I wonder, yeah, I wonder if, so it seems by default that it's stripping allowed attributes, href, I see, okay. So we do it like this, right? I see, okay, so allowed attributes, yeah, let's do this. Allowed tags, is there an A in here somewhere? Article aside, p div. Vanix, my dear friend, good evening. Yeah, so it is allowed tags anchor, so that's fine. I guess A, right? And then like, hey, what do you want to allow attributes on A, I guess, right? So let's kind of figure this out, and then we can try making this kind of more systematic in LS. So we allow an href, right? The thing is, you see, I agree with you, nukes, right? The biggest problem with that sometimes, right, is that you don't have a choice, right? The community makes it almost mandatory, and then you are obliged to learn it because tomorrow another job or company is going to require that thing that you know it, right? So that is the problem, right? Unfortunately, sometimes, right? That is sometimes the problem. Taught contents. So let's imagine that we just allow those two, right? And then, shit, give me 1 second. So, give me a moment here. I'm not sure why is it stripping this stuff away, even though. Exactly. Okay, so this is a span It's a span that's okay. This is a bit awkward. And what? I see. I see. Let's just take a look at this for a second. Event listeners. But I think either way, right? I think that this is fine actually. So wait, I think that's okay. I think we should just also allow span here. I believe that's what it's complaining about. Let's see, did it sanitize it again? No, it didn't. And then I guess we want to allow, is there a way to globally allow allow CSS classes? Yeah, okay, so I think we are, yeah, we're definitely getting somewhere now. It's just like, I basically want to, yeah, okay, this is actually pretty good. Yeah, let's come here and say span. Allowed tags, yeah. Can I do this? Yeah, exactly, Leo. So for sure, I mean, the thing is, it would be silly, right, to it would be very silly, right, to reinvent everything, right? There's no point. I mean, I despise Twitter, as you know, but that doesn't mean that I have to work against some of those ideas, because that would be silly, right? But yeah, indeed. I mean, again, it's Twitter also isn't really original, right? The name itself is, but they were platforms between Twitter that were doing that, right? Allowed classes, okay. Shit, this is too fine-grained, right? I think. So now we have to do this. And then here we have to say, you know, I don't know, like span text indigo 500 or something like that, right? And now we got it back. Can you make a video teaching React design patterns or texture folders on how to deal with common? Yeah, I mean, I had, once we finish those courses feature, yeah, there is a plan to do that for sure, right? I think the best place to learn that today for free is patterns.dev. I don't think that I can make those videos, probably I can't, as good as this stuff is, right? Now, I don't really think you need to really do that way, right? Again, as I always say, it's very difficult to learn patterns in isolation, right? You need to kind of you need to build an application that's big enough and complex enough, and do it in a shitty way, so you can kind of lead yourself towards solutions that would make that better, right? That's how patterns work, right? Like, you know, if you ever tried, you know, putting a nail in your wall with a rock, and then you realize that's not very efficient, and then you realize there's something that's called hammer, you know, you were like, shit, man, I wish that I had this hammer before, right? So that's how it is with the patterns as well. It's very hard to sit and learn patterns in isolation, right? Because it doesn't make sense. You cannot memorize those things without having a problem to solve, right? That's where patterns come in. So I would much rather say I focus on working, you know, going to work, dealing with problems, and then seeking for solutions to solve those problems, and then the patterns are going to come in, right? it's very difficult to, again, to just like, okay, let me sit and learn some patterns. Patterns for what, right? There's I don't know, 10 different categories of patterns in programming, right? So it's very kind of difficult to just sit and randomly, you know, say, okay, let me learn, you know, structural patterns, right, first, or this or that, right? Okay, so this is actually good. Now, the only thing that we can do systematically to solve this, because we are always going to be rendering this crap in the same way, we can actually, we have this use tip-tap utility that I wrote, and I think we should be actually doing that in here, right? So this thing should always return sanitized output. And we're gonna, so basically we're gonna extend this thing to take sanitize options. And what we're gonna do actually then is we're gonna say HTML content is equal to this. And then we're gonna pass it to sanitize. And then we're gonna pass sanitize options there. And then we're gonna then we're gonna get rid of this and that. So this solution I think is better, I believe, a lot better actually. And now instead of thinking about this sanitization and in this way, like here, right? We actually don't need to do this because this utility that we wrote, this hook, or actually no, it's not a hook, it's just a function. It's gonna help us deal with that, right? So what we're gonna do, give me a moment here. So yeah, so sanitize options, and then we give it that, right? And I think that should be pretty much good. Vanix, I don't know if you're serious or not. Mark Holm, good evening, buddy, from me. RDR, thank you guys. Don't thank you for the praises. Hopefully I'm not gonna become an egoistic asshole seeing those praises. But when it comes to patterns, right? I mean, as I always try to do, right? I have to kind of try to give you the most useful answer. And again, I just don't believe in bottom-up way of learning or teaching, right? I just don't trust. I think that's a very inefficient way to learn anything, right? And unfortunately in schools it is the way right now, right? So you're like, oh, let's learn patterns, and then you start learning just a bunch of different concepts, but it's very hard for any reasonable brain to glue and something to that, because sure, whenever you're learning patterns, right, you're gonna have some problem in that learning material, and then they're gonna tell you, okay, and the way to solve this is to use this pattern, right? The biggest problem is with that as well is that it's not gonna stick, right? Because I truly believe that the only things that we truly memorize is the experience, right? So when you truly, like, you build some app and some parts are just suck, like you look at it and you're like, man, I structured those folders so badly, it's so hard to get around that stuff, so how do I solve that, right? And then you start kind of researching, and then you find some pattern, right? And then you apply that pattern and you're like, wow, man, this is actually so much better now. And that's how you're gonna memorize some of the patterns, right? You're gonna be able to glue them together, right? Instead, going the opposite way is like, okay, I need to learn some patterns, so maybe if I face some problem in the future, I will have this pattern to use. But it's very hard, right? It's very hard to memorize all of these details, right? So that's why I'm a bit skeptical of that approach in general, right? And thank you very much, Ultron, for the follow. Appreciate it. Okay, so now obviously, right, like if I do any rich text editing here, for instance, if we say, let's say bold, right, and save, I don't think this is gonna, so this is gonna, let's see. yeah, it's yeah. I mean, many schools are obsolete today, right? Unfortunately, and then that's just how it is. It's super dumb, 100%, 100%. Yeah, actually, super shitty, man. But actually, it's good now. So we are now sanitizing, indeed, right? And actually, yeah, actually, so this was this was a very quick solution in that sense, but I think pretty good one. Let's just see. Yeah, so we need to just allow, so we need to allow some tags by default right now. Yeah, so yeah, actually, you know what? For some reason, let me sit a bit. Give me a moment. I don't know. For some reason, my legs are not listening to me today. Let me just put the desk down a bit. Yeah, so essentially, I think no, this is the API, right? So let's so what would be super cool, right? As we are always doing, right? Is I think what would be super cool is that we glue this sanitization somehow as part of our JSON schema, right? Not actually JSON schema. In this context, it would be nice if we glue it to, yeah, let's go to actually tip. Yeah, I think I have an idea how we can systematically solve this, right? So it's like we want to allow, we want to like, so just to put this there for myself, right? So we have our rich text editor. So this is our tip tap, rich text, right? And we have a toolbar, right? And this toolbar has a prop, right? So this toolbar basically is built based on the prop. We have, I think, controls, like tip tap controls or something. And then I can pass an array and say, in this rich text editor instance, I want to support H1, H2, and bold, right? You're gonna see that now. So I think what would make sense a lot, I believe, is what we can just consume this sort of stuff and then allow sanitization of those specific tags, or no, allow those tags to not be sanitized or removed by this sanitizer, right? So I think, yeah, and where is that prop here? How did we call it? We called it like, I don't actually remember, but when I see it, actually, let's just go here. Tip tap, right? Actually, super strange we didn't pass anything here. And there are a few things we have to fix today. I actually saw in production, if you go to Programmer Network, I also saw that this sort of stuff is possible. So we'll fix this now as well. We'll make sure that that crap is not possible. Okay. Okay, so let me just find a few of the tip tap instances, right? Here it is, controls, right? So I think, all right, so let's do it like this. So if we go to use tip tap to HTML, right? We definitely always want to, yeah. So we have the sanitize options, right? So we always want to support paragraph. That's paragraph always has to be supported because that's a default thing. So we want to say here, shit. Give me a moment here. So where is, yeah, here. So this is where we pass sanitize options. Yeah, allow tags. So actually, let's make this a default instead for now. So let's make those things a default as well. And I think we want to support this pretty much everywhere. I don't see where we would not support those fellas here, right? So we're going to say, yeah. So let's get back here. Yo, Fuzz, good evening, buddy. How's life? And yeah, so now, so the problem with this approach right now is that once we allow something, everything else is disallowed except that, right? So they don't have any default. So I think yeah, so but that's actually fine. That's exactly what we want. So we want to say, hey, no matter where you are, those are the things we always want to write. It does, man. It does, doesn't it? So we want to do this. Yeah, it would be kind of nice that I guess we can say, or how the hell did they do it? I guess did they say like wildcard like this? Exactly, so that's good. Allow tags, pspan, anchor, yes. And then here pretty much we're gonna say, all right, so sanitize options, allow tags. And let's give this a default value, right? So it doesn't explode on us, because right now it's trying to spread something that doesn't exist. Yeah, I mean, it's a bit silly, right? But doesn't really matter, right? So it's silly because, yeah, okay. Yeah. Exactly. Okay, good, good. So we're by default in anywhere where we render any HTML, we allow those tags. We allow an anchor that has href name and target. So no, target we don't want to. This, yeah, we definitely don't want this. Definitely don't want this, right? Neither we want this, right? Let's actually test that now. So if we, and yeah, shit. And that, so if we go over here, let's go over here. Where is this motherfucking crap? Where is it? Use hook with, no. Where is this HTML? Don't we have like, are you kidding me, man? Seriously, like, what the fuck is going on? Oh, wait. No, okay, so this is failing because probably some regression we did in one of the latest streams. Let's see. I don't think this has anything to do with this. I see. Okay, let's see where the hell is this. I see. So all right. So just say, all right, so that's better. Yeah, actually, let's, so yeah, I think let's, nice, actually, let's go through some of those things, right? It's been a while since we just, so yeah, so last time we added some required stuff and so let's be nice citizens of the world, and let's say here, form.stay.title.required. So let's kind of, yeah, just, we've been spending past couple of streams on that, on the courses feature, right? So let's just make sure that we and then yeah, I have juice trap. Yeah, let's see if that's kind of working. Do you manage all the API calls in external files? I'm not sure, what do you mean, Vanix, in external files? Shit. And then let's take a look here. Schema. So we do actually have them as required, right? So that's a bit strange. So title, summary, tags, and content, yes. Required form.stay.title.required, and then where's the content? Did we add it to the async? No. Tip tap, yeah. No, I mean, I don't think there's a, I don't think that's like, that's the thing, right? That's not standard, right? Depending on the use case, right? I don't, if you're wondering, am I turning everything into services? I'm not, right? It truly depends on the feeling, right? I do that by feeling. Sometimes, yes, I create a service, right? Sometimes it's just a simple call from the use effect, right? So it really depends on if those things are used elsewhere, depending on how simple. Because the thing is, right, structuring every single thing doesn't always mean that it's the right thing to do, right? I think we are kind of, it's also important that when you put things in different files, different modules, whatever, that it just feels that what you did is better, right? I mean, you shouldn't be putting things in different files just because they should be in different files, right? So sometimes if you have a simple component, you know, putting an HTTP call in a use effect is perfectly fine. I mean, if you ask me, it's not fine. It's how you should do it, right? So, you know, like, because while, you know, structuring your files obviously brings the benefit of structure, right? It makes navigating code harder a bit, right? You need to go to function, you need to command click on things, etc., etc. So it really depends. It's not. It's not it's not black and white, right? That's at least how I think about it. Obviously, I mean, that's how I do it. It doesn't mean you should do this the same, right? I like the way you comment your code. Yeah, I mean, sometimes, right, I know when I write something that it's not going to be clear to me, you know. Yeah, I mean, I do put a lot of attention to writing comments when I know up front that, you know, if I look at this in a month from now, I'm not going to have a single clue what's happening, right? So definitely, yeah. Okay, and I think I know actually what's happening here. So I think this required stuff. Give me a moment. Yeah, I think I know what's actually happening, right? You don't want my brain, man. Trust me. It's too much for me as well. Content. Fuck, okay. I think we forgot. I think we've most likely forgot. Okay, I see. All right. So definitely yeah. Okay, I see. So this is what I forgot doing, right? So that's the problem. So let's fix this in the hook as well, right? So we have the initial state. So you can see now that those things are right. Where is the Tuborg? I don't drink Tuborg. I think it's trash, but I have shit tons of beers in the fridge, and actually I'm gonna get one right before I finish the stream. That's a good idea. That's a good, not now because it would solve the living hell out of me. And that's what why people drink. I like my brain to be in control always. That's my problem. So that's the opposite. Like that's why I don't drink, but people apparently drink to relax. I'm like, oh my God, really? Why would you want to relax, dude? Like, why would you want to relax? Are you kidding me? Right? You know what I mean, right? Relax? Like what? What a joke. You know, relax my ass. Exactly, bro. People still relax? Like, exactly, bro, right? Like, what? You don't get what I mean? Like, what? You want to relax, bro? Like, unacceptable. I think, I mean, Banix, thank you, man. Thank you for your praises. Seriously, it means a lot. I think it's not really hard if you just, I think it's actually, I mean, depending how you look at it, right? Like once you do it enough of times, I think it becomes easy. But I think fundamentally, if you can think in through systems or in systems, right? I think that makes it easier, right? You can see every single time I'm trying to implement something, I try to make it some sort of system. I try to integrate it as part of something, right? And that's what makes it a bit easier, right? But you have to kind of lay this picture down. So it's really just understanding few things, right? Few important things in your project and make them extensible, right? You see, people asked me months ago, hey, why did you make your own use form hook? There's libraries out there with 30,000 stars, right? But that's the whole point, right? I made my own hook because it makes me use it in a very extensible way with my own system, right? All of those libraries are great, right? And probably the code written there is better than mine. But what they're not better at in my project is freedom and accessibility just for my project. And that's the difference, right? Because those libraries, they're solving all problems for everybody, right? And I don't need my use form to solve problems for everybody. I need it to solve my problems in this project, right? So that is the difference when you build like your own stuff and when you use all of those external things, right? Now you get a lot of course, you get a lot of stuff for free, right? But you don't get that freedom, that convenience that you have with your own custom stuff, right? That's why I can get around all of this, is because I wrote every single line of it, right? And I know where things are and how they work because I thought about them. I designed them in my brain, right? And that is the difference, right? When you install all of those libraries, they're super good, don't take me wrong. Probably all of those use form hooks that you can find online are better than mine. They offer more features, this and that, but I don't need that, right? I don't need those features. That's the thing, right? This is why, right? I think this is why. Okay, let's take a look now. Nice, there we go, there we go. Okay, so now we got this working again. That's perfect. That's beautiful. Okay, and then the content itself. Yeah. So let's just get it down here and let's just give this guy a label and a name, right? So yeah. So here we'll basically say state content required. Yeah, so this one, yeah, we didn't solve this one yet to be as part of our system, right? So it doesn't really matter. So let's just say here, label content, and then that should have it as well. Now I can't remember why I wrote it. We all do that, Leo, right? We all do that, right? Anyway, at the end of the day, right, you have to find the balance when to use a library because it truly helps sometimes, and then when to just write your own stuff, right? I guess that's the key, right? All right, I'm just gonna clean this up a bit, right? It's been long overdue. Title, summary, tags, content, I see. Cool. And what were we doing? What were we doing? Oh yeah, so we're trying to sanitize and all of that shit. Yeah, okay. So I think one other issue that I have that we never... I was just keeping it in my head. I don't think I even made a task for it. Is that... one of the issues that we... Not issues, right? But rather things that I just haven't done yet is that you can see that this is where you, so with TipTap, right, this is where you register your extensions. And extensions basically are just those rich text elements like bold, italic, code, YouTube, and stuff like that, right? And I think that we also need to make sure that only thing that gets registered when you create a new instance of this TipTap are those things that you pass inside of this controls props, right? So I think, yeah. And where the actually editor config. So yeah, so let's do that now as well. I mean, yeah, actually, I think it's quite fun to do this now. I actually feel like doing this now, to be honest, actually. So let's pass those controls here. And for those of you who haven't seen how those controls look like, basically it's just a prop in my TipTap. And I say, when I register a TipTap instance, I say, hey, in my editor, I only want to support code block, right? So this is kind of what happens. This is what happens, for example, here, right? You just see this code block thing, right? So let's but we only want to register the plugins which are defined inside of controls. Right now, we're not doing that. And the side effect and the problem with that is this, right? Basically, we're only showing that those things are possible, but you can see that people are still doing this sort of stuff because we still register the plugins underneath, but we just don't show the controls. So we can't register things, right? Like that. Okay, I know it sounds maybe complicated, but it really isn't. Controls. Okay, so basically we have this config, obviously, right? And it seems to me quite simple what we actually have to do. So what we're gonna do actually, so we're gonna filter out. Shit, we can't actually do that, motherfucker. Let me think here for a moment. So extensions, we have the extensions here. So we need to map, yeah, shit. Well, that's how it is, okay. Available controls, right? So what I suggest we do, where is this available controls? Yeah, so we have this, okay, yeah, I have an idea. How we do this. So, okay. So we're going to create a mapping of available controls. Then we're going to filter that stuff from those controls. And then we're going to push those filtered extensions in here. So we need a mapping of that shit, right? So let's put it here for now. And then we'll see available controls, import that crap. Yeah, so we have bold, italic. Okay, cool. So what we're going to do, we're going to say const extensions map, and then we're gonna do something like this, bold, and then we're gonna say bold. Let's see if TipTap can actually help us. Yes, please. Oh, so nice. I like you. Yes, go more. Oh yeah, more. Fuck yeah, go. Yes, beautiful. Whew. Nice. Okay, it didn't like something, but who cares? Lovely. Okay, was there more? This is why I love those tools, man. They save so much time of manually doing this shit. It's incredible. I actually don't know if those things, is there really a text style? Like what? Text. Okay, let's just do something like this, just so we see what's actually happening. So bold, italic. Shit. Strike, okay. Strike. Okay, strike code. Do we have the code, block quote? No. Code, yeah. Paragraph we have. Heading we do not have. Where's the headings? Shit. That's gonna be slightly more difficult because headings are defined here, motherfucker. Okay, it doesn't really matter. It's okay. We'll just need to write this algorithm for that. Ordered list. Good code block. Good block code. Good highlight. We don't really have. I don't. Is there such thing really? Hard break? All right, so there's no such thing there at all. Let me see if there's anything in the chat. Thank you very much for handling that. Appreciate it. Unlink. Is there like a link? Yeah. And then is there like a link thing? Nice. So there is a link. Okay. Is there unlink? And then what is it? Jesus Christ, man. Unlink. Is there really an unlink? No, shit. Link. Yeah, here's the link. Okay, good. No, so that's good. Fine. YouTube. There is a YouTube here. Is that good? Yeah. Eraser. Is there really an eraser? Okay, let's. Horizontal rule. Highlights. Heading. All right, so let's start here, right? Let's start with this, right? I have an idea. So we're gonna start with this, right? So what's next that we wanna do? So how are we gonna do this? So basically, let's comment this whole crap out. So let's actually do this. And then we're gonna say here extensions. And then we're gonna say object dot keys extensions map. So get all the things. And then we're gonna say dot filter, and then we're gonna do linear search here. We're gonna say, yeah, maybe something like this. Filter of key controls includes the key. Yeah, exactly. Pretty much what we want to do. 100%. That's literally what we want to do. Yeah. All right, beautiful. It's probably failing now because it doesn't have controls passed to it at all, right? And that's fine. We need to make sure that yeah, before we actually call this, we say, you know, if there's controls and array dot is array controls, do this. Otherwise, just return nothing, right? Something like this, I think, at least. Okay, it's still kind of farting here a bit. Let's see why. Schema is missing. Stop note. I have no freaking clue what this means. Zero clue, but that's what it is. And actually, we can move this map outside over here. I don't think it should be there. All right, let's see. So config, extensions. And probably we're missing some crap in here now, right? And that's okay. Let's just figure out what is it that we're... I think this document thing always kind of has to be there, right? So what we actually gonna do, we're gonna say, all right, well, include the document and spread the rest of the stuff. Otherwise, document here. Good evening, Alex. How is life? Okay, what is it complaining about? Schema is missing its top node type doc. Okay, maybe let's try a few more things. I guess I'm just thinking maybe there's just some defaults that need to be there for the editor to render, right? I see. Nice, man. All right, let me, okay, so, okay, let's just do some stuff like this. And let's actually go to new article here. Let's go to tip tab, right? And let's pass some controls here, right? So we're gonna say controls, and we're gonna say available controls. Let's say bold, right? So let's imagine that when you're writing an article, only thing we support is bold, right? Okay, we've passed that thing there, and that's fine. Schema is missing its top node type doc. All right, have no freaking clue what this means, but it doesn't matter. We'll figure it out. So let's go tip tab here again. So let's see what we messed up here. Something is messed up now. Extensions. Did I misspell that? No, I did not. Okay. Link, color, heading, ordered list, code block. All good, all good. Let's see, where do we actually fail? Let me try to print the test config. Thank you very much for the follow. Tito VCS. All right, so we do print it. I see. Okay, extensions. So we get some extensions, and that's also okay, right? Yeah, that's a bit awkward, right? Let me just try one thing as a desperate attempt. 1 sec. Yeah. What if I do this? Maybe because the bold itself is missing or some crap like that. Shall we try that? Super strange, man. I mean, I don't see that I'm doing anything wrong. That's the thing. Let's see. Yeah, so this is kind of fine, right? Kinda. Yeah, honestly, yeah. So this does give the proper output. So what is it? What is it? What does it mean? Schema is, let's see what it means. No, I don't think ChatGPT is going to be useful here because this is pretty recent, right? ChatGPT doesn't have data that's relevant, that would be relevant for us here. But it is something, we're missing some extension for this thing to actually be rendered properly, right? Can I go like somewhere else? Can I go to home? Does it fail there as well? Yeah, it does, right? So it fails for every editor now, right? Code block mention, yeah, exactly. And what else did we actually change? Let me check, I forgot. No, this is the API, give me a second. Input header, no, irrelevant. No, irrelevant. Nav bar. And thank you everybody for your follows, guys. I appreciate it very much. Views, hooks, use form. That's kind of okay as well, I guess. Tip tap. Let's see, what the hell did we do here? Ah, shit. Wait a minute. Yeah, actually, fuck, that's not good. I know what the issue is, right? Because this is now using the, literally, I believe. Yeah, this is using like a DOMs type of stuff. Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem. Like, yeah, got it, 100%. 100% got it. No, this is the issue for sure, right? No question about that, right? It's just the thing is, we also removed bunch of the imports, right? Where is this bold? Where is the bold coming from? Tip tap, italic. All right, let me just do shit. Give me a moment here. Let me just do one thing. I can just actually revert. That would be better, but doesn't really matter. All right, cool. Yeah, all right, cool. That is great. That is great. Are you fucking kidding me, man? Seriously. Jesus Christ, man. How do you paste that shit in the middle of nowhere? It's beyond me. All right, well, that's what it is. That is what it is. No, shit. I hate those. All right, let's not save. As soon as I save, my imports are removed, right? Because of the tooling. So that's what's messing it up a bit. So let's make sure it doesn't. All right, cool. Let's import this fella again. That should be okay. Let's see what it fails now with. If it fails still, it does. Every schema needs a text type. Okay, so maybe that's a bit more useful, right? So I guess the text always needs to be there. That's what it's telling us, right? And that's perfectly fine. We can do that, right? So let's say here, document in text. So we always gonna have text, right? That's apparently what we. Every schema needs a text type. Well, aren't we? Didn't we include the text now? Yeah, we did, right? Text style. extension text. Yeah, that's good. Good evening, Gold. Thank you very much, man. Yeah, I was what the hell is this? Okay. Toggle bold is not a function. Okay, well now we're getting different issues, so that's good. So that's good. That's okay. That's okay, right? And where do we have this code? So yeah, this is just a bit of rewriting and it's okay, right? It's perfectly fine. And thank you really everybody for your follows, guys. Appreciate it. So I think the issue now is that so we have, what is this? This is a, where are we now? We are now inside of a toolbar, right? Yes, that's cool. So inside of this toolbar now, we have just a bunch of those things, right? Because this is the actual icons for the toolbar. And let's see, what do we actually do? I don't remember, how did I implement this? And then I guess we loop through those icons. And then we filter if there's no controls, or we include them if there's exactly. Okay, controls, find IDs, i.id, right? And then those fellas have an ID, all of them. Okay, cool. And now it's basically complaining. Bruno, good evening, buddy. Now they're complaining, right, that you can just type !font and you're gonna get it. Editor.can chain focus blah 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 blah, right? So I guess since those extensions weren't registered, now those references aren't there, hence it's kind of complaining about this bullshit, right? That's why it's failing, right? So that's what it is, right? So so let's yeah, let's try to fix them one by one, literally by this. Let's see what else is gonna fail. Jesus Christ, man, 500 errors. What the fuck are you? Toggle bold, block. So yeah, I guess it's now complaining about this, right? Yeah, it is, right? Now it's complaining about a bunch of this crap here, right? So how do we solve that? Let me just try one thing here. Thank you very much for the follows. Appreciate it, fellas. No type or group block. So yeah, so let's, I mean, this is not debugging, right? I wouldn't necessarily call this debugging. I would much rather call it just implementing the feature with merging some systems together, right? I wouldn't say necessarily this is debugging, right? Just figuring out now, yeah, just figuring out, yeah. let's just make sure that... All right, let me just get rid of this for 2 seconds, right? Okay, so that's kind of no type of group block in the content expression block plus. I have no freaking clue what that means, genuinely. Extensions, controls, and extensions map, yes. Bold is there, yes. Bold is here, yes. So we get the keys, which are those fellas. We filter by key. The controls includes that specific key, correct, and we map through that. And then we compose an array of those extensions itself. That's good. Then we spread that. Yep. Yeah, so that's kind of good, honestly, right? So that's fine, right? That emoji is amazing. What the hell does this mean? This is some tip tap. Ah, maybe we have to include paragraph, apparently. Maybe that's one of the mandatory nodes that goes along with text. Uh-huh. Maybe that's what we gotta do, right? All right, yeah, good. That was exactly. And then I cannot read properties. Filter, okay. Ah, I see. All good, all good. Okay. So that was not terrible, right? Not terrible for sure, right? Okay. Let's revert this bullshit. We don't really need to make this unnecessary change. We don't need that explicit return neither. So let's revert that and let's see. Okay, good. So now, well, good. Not really good, right? But whatever, right? Get what I mean. Okay, so that's fine-ish. So yeah, the only thing now we have to really fix are those things here, right? Yeah, I mean, obviously there's several ways we can solve this. Is just putting shit tons of conditional operators isn't something I necessarily would be super happy about, but let's see. Matt is good evening, buddy. Editor can focus toggle bolts is not a function. Yeah. So let's, yeah, I think we need to do that. I don't see any other possibility, right? But fuck my life. Okay. So I think, give me a moment here. Focus toggle bolt. I think those things are basically failing for disabled states and stuff like that, right? So, so if we could, let's do something like this first and see what this does, right? Okay, almost. It's not a function. Toggle bolt is not a function, motherfucker. Okay. All right, actually, yeah, it's fine. It's okay. So let's do it a bit differently, right? So it seems to me that, yeah, it seems to me that all of this has to be generated based on the controls prop, right? So let's actually see. So what is this? Where are we right now? We are right now inside of a toolbar, right? Exactly, right. So, and yeah, the idea is kind of good and stuff, but I think before we actually start evaluating this sort of stuff, the icons, we need to kind of do this a bit differently, because here we are doing what I want, trying to filter stuff out. Give me a moment here. Yeah, let's try something like this, right? Is that compiling? Let's see. Give me a sec. I think I have an idea. Okay, good. So it's not failing anymore. That's great. That's a good idea, I think. Exactly, yeah. I like that. Yeah, and then is active as well. Yeah, we'll see. And now if we go actually down here, right, all the way down somewhere, I don't fucking know, wrote this when I even wrote this, is disabled here. Now we could say is disabled and call that as a function, and it should still work, I hope. Why is it failing? It's not a function. Oh, okay. I guess one of them we forgot to update. So let's see. Disabled. I see. So some of them don't have that prop. That's why. Okay, fine, bro. All good, man. Relax. What? Really? We actually can't do that as a function, right? So I dot is disabled. Something like that, right? I guess. Yeah, something like that, right? I don't fucking know. Whatever. All right, is this even working? Well, seems to be working, right? What if we go here? Yeah, here's the bold, right? But why is this important, you might wonder? Because you should not be able now to smack in any heading. Let's go to, I don't know, TechCrunch. Let me see. Because now we're not really, actually before we were still, what's in production, we're still registering all the plugins in the background. So when you paste some stuff, let's try to grab some shit and see how it, fuck. Yeah, so you can see actually, and if I go to production, or where could I find some? Yeah, so yeah, okay, this production. Yeah, you can see, so you can see the difference, right? Since we're not now including anchor tags here, for instance, you can see that they're emitted when content is pasted. In production, it's not emitted, right? Even though we're not supporting anchor in this instance of the editor. Thank you very much for the follow, right? So that's the difference, and that's good. So we did achieve what we actually wanted. It's a bit of a systematic type of thing, right? But that's what I actually wanted. So now, what did we achieve? Two things. We sanitize all the HTML. We sanitize all the HTML tags which are not provided in the controls to our tip tab. So here, for example, this now is also, well, actually, did we get to that point yet? Give me 1 second. I don't think so. I think that's where we have to get to now. So let's go back here, right? So yeah, so now we ensure that we don't register plugins that are not part of the controls prop, and that's great, right? That's beautiful, perfect, awesome, amazing, perfect. Yeah, and then yeah, okay, I just had to think for like 2 seconds. Okay, so and then yeah, so we're gonna be doing, right, that's how from now on we're gonna be using this system. So we're gonna say controls, let's call it editor controls, and then we're gonna define this somewhere in the top alongside other variables and stuff, somewhere in this sea of 3 billion things. So we're gonna do something like this. Then we're gonna get back here. Yeah, so now we have that. Let's make sure it still works. It does. Now what we can do, right, go to the article here where we are actually rendering that stuff. And then we can merge those two together, right? So, you know, whatever you can use to write an article can only be rendered as well on the screen. When you go to the actual article, it's one-to-one, right? You cannot write an article with, you know, H1 and bold and link, whatever, and we don't support that when you're actually reading the article, or vice versa, right? That wouldn't make any sense, right? Yeah. And now over here, right, we can provide let's just agree that we're gonna name it attributes. I think it's very generic for this thing to work. Now we need another mapping, right? And that's okay. Yeah. My brain is just working. Give me a second. No. I don't like that for now, but let's see. Not at all. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But it doesn't actually matter. We want to reduce this anyway, but it's okay. We actually don't want to reduce it. We have hard coded literally. That's what it is. That's literally what it is. So here we're gonna So we're gonna say here. We're gonna say available controls dot bold. Are you fucking kidding me, man? Come on, bruh. Stop, like, seriously, like, what? What are you? Ah, I see, okay. All right, starting to lag there, I see. Yeah, okay, that's actually good. Yeah, that's fine. Ah, shit. Yeah, pretty much what I want, yes. Yeah, this is now not good, obviously, because, yeah, that's not good, but we'll fix that eventually. And that's not really what I want, to be honest, but whatever. This shouldn't be called, yeah, actually it doesn't matter, okay? All right, so we'll loop through those guys. But that's also not what I want. That's wrong. So what we actually want is we want to say, hey, for those things, loop through So create an array of the keys, and then let's call this, yeah, control, that's fine, and then return, spread this, and then we also don't want this. We want to basically say tags, which is an array already. So we want to say tags.reduce. The tags are actually going to be those fellas here, an array of tags. Then we'll run through that, and then for each tag or control, we spread, yeah, one of those fellas, which is basically needed for the sanitization. That's good, yes. I think that's correct. Okay, cool. So let's do this. That's also not correct. Doesn't really matter. Type. Thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate it. Something like that, I think, at least. Let me see if there was any chat. No, okay. So going back here, did we break anything out of this production? Let's go back here. Did we break anything? We didn't break anything yet, so that's okay. Well, actually, we need to check that in the articles themselves right here. Yeah, we did break something. Okay. Leo, man, thank you very much. Sleep well. Thank you for being around as always. I'll catch you up tomorrow. Unknown node type heading. And where is that? Where is the unknown node type? Ah, I see. Crazy Fat Pigeon. Thank you very much, Crazy Fat Pigeon. Appreciate it, dude. So basically the issue right now, obviously, is that we have some articles generated before we implemented this feature. So I think what we actually should do anyway, I think we should, well, no, actually it's all good. It's actually all fine. I think only thing we really need to do is we need to come here and say available heading to, this is at least what we used to have before, available controls. Something like that, right? This should still be failing. That's perfectly fine. That's, I believe, because if we go somewhere, if we go over here, yeah, there is really no heading, is there, right? Yeah, exactly. Okay, so let's fix that at least for now, until we fix those headings themselves. So we're gonna just say heading, right? And then just say heading here as well. Just because I don't, there's no really reason. You don't have to use TypeScript. There is no written rule that you have to use it. Actually, I think, yeah, so now what's happening, I believe we're not, yeah, exactly. Okay, so let's go back to TipTap. Let's get over here. I believe we're most likely missing the headings here, right? Yep. exactly. So if we actually go back here, right? We had headings defined in a bit strange way, like this, right? So let's kind of put that thing back, and then we'll figuring out over time, right? So for now, yeah, so let's say something like available controls.heading, and then do actually something like this, right? Merge attributes, yes. Let's see if that's fine. Yeah, so that should actually be fine, right? It's still complaining about it though. Let's see why. And oh, that's why, I think. Expansion heading. So that's good, I think. Let's see. That's almost fine. Let's just see what is it complaining about now. Article, la la la, navigate, whatever. Okay, unknown type, node type heading. And it is indeed unknown, right? Because there is no such thing as heading like this, right? Now, yeah, so this is gonna be a bit annoying, right? Fix, because yeah, this one is slightly, yeah, because we're not, well, actually we should be registering it now, right? Unknown node type heading. So yeah, we should have it registered now, I think. Yeah, that's also good. Let's get back to new article controls. Let me just try one thing. Just a blind attempt, just to see if this actually is the issue. Ah, nice. Okay. Sure. So that's that. Let's actually go to the front end again. Allowed tags. Ah, okay, because this should be called controls now, right? Yeah. All right, so that's almost okay, right? Of course. Yeah. Let's actually take a look at that. Are there any? Yeah, so as far as I can see, pretty much the only thing that's going to be a bit different are the headings, right? And let's actually fix it right away. So we can't just say heading, right? Because there's no such thing. So let's just imagine it's going to be heading 2, right? So, and then what we can do actually somewhere over here, right, is yeah, exactly. Okay, sure. So let's clean this up. Let's clean that up. And then let's get back here. And let's say, and then we'll move this around. Get supported headings. Let's see. Fuck, how could we do this now a bit nicer, right? Because this is the only extension in TipTap we have that's actually slightly different, right? So heading itself should be there, right? It's just we need to work with those levels now, right? Give me a moment. So that's the only difference between all others, right? All right, I have an idea. Let me actually see one thing. One moment. Could you explain icons function quickly? Sure. What are you interested in exactly? But of course I can explain anything. Yeah. Peter, good evening, buddy. How's life? All right, I have an idea. Okay. For now, we'll do it simple. Sure, I'll do that in a moment. Give me just a second. So let's just say here, heading, really pretty much that. So we're gonna do it simple now because I don't have the time to do it more complicated. See that? Okay, I actually thought that would fix it. But yeah, I know what the problem is now. This is just now a regression from the other articles, right? So let's just say here, It's okay. Exactly. Okay. Icons. So where were those icons? Yes, I can explain that. Sure. Controls, icons. So basically, this is a very simple toolbar, right? So essentially, Jesus fucking Christ, man. Okay, never mind. So those icons basically are just an array. We loop through those icons, right? So we can decipher which icons to show in here in this toolbar, right? So we have all the possible icons defined. Then we loop through the icons, right? And say, hey, make sure to only render the icons for whatever that specific editor needs. So if I pass only a code block to those icons, then we only gonna render a single icon, right? And that's what we do here. We filter the icons which are not inside of controls. If they are in controls, we'll return them, and then we map, and then for each icon we create, we pass the stuff to this toolbar icon component I made, right? And then it renders those toolbars, right? That's pretty much what it does. Is header with small h, or does it have to be with big H? I don't think it matters here. I think it's something different here. Give me a second. Because now we're merging two systems, sanitization with tip-tap, right? So that's why. So we're building a additional system here. What did I want to do? Fuck my mind. Yeah. Yeah, and the only issue now is basically pretty much if we go here, right? Now, our toolbar expects those H heading tags to be kind of separated, right? So where is the heading? Yeah, exactly, right? So this is now the difference, right? So I guess what we could do, right? We can just say here, for now, heading, right? And also heading and heading and heading. Now let's make sure that we're not using that ID as a unique identifier, because it's no longer unique. We are, right? Let's say I and IDX, right? And let's say here that it's IDX instead. My pleasure, my dude, my pleasure. I have a stupid question. I'm trying to make an e-commerce website for thesis for school. I've done the backend with SQL and .NET Web API and doing the front end React. Do I use X or something? I mean, like pretty much like D and Joe said, right? It's just an HTTP libraries, right? Don't overcomplicate it in your head, right? Each one of them sends a request to some server and gets a response, right? That's literally what's happening, right? fuck is that? Pretty much, exactly. There's no such thing as stupid question. Exactly, 100%. Don't worry too much about it, right? No worries, man. Of course. I mean, we spend a lot of time discussing stuff, so absolutely, man. Always ask, man. Like everybody here is learning every day, right? So yeah. I just like, yeah, I think I'm getting tired, and then I'm just writing this shitty code. This here, what you look at right now, this specific function, it's pretty shitty. Sullivan, my friend, well, I'm fixing your stuff now. Yo, DMD, good evening. What did I want to do? What did I want to do? I forgot. Yeah. So sure, we do that. Tip type controls. We map that to that. Sure. Yeah. Whatever. If there's no JSON, return. Parse HTML. Generate HTML. Sanitize it. Allow default tags. Can get controls. href allowed classes. That sure. So it seems kind of fine. I think, can I bold it? Yeah, so we can see that we can't. Beautiful. Okay, great. Now whatsoever, then we have that mapping there. We do this now, refresh, we should see, fuck, why are we not seeing that? I mean, we all have questions, right? No matter how, you know, beginner or not, right? Like that's like impossible not to have a question, right? It's just so much stuff to learn, right? It's crazy. It's crazy, right? Crazy stuff, right? Okay, so I think some of those things are becoming slightly annoying. So so it's good that we did what we're doing today, right? I think it's fine. What I'm gonna do actually, I don't know, I don't have a great place to put this so far, so I'm gonna do it here. So let's just say const editor controls. Let's say thought. Just yeah, okay, and then let's go and how the hell did I call this crap? Editor controls. Let's just do it like this. It's not what I wanted. Okay, and then let's do the same for the one. So this is just for editing. Then we have the one for creation. Where is that one? contents. Yeah, this one is most likely here. Yeah, it's this one over here, right? Roles, yeah. So now we can just do this. Okay, good. I have not, no. I'm using TipTap. I've used Draft before, reactjs, but it got deprecated, right? And now, yeah, now we're using this. Comment section, comment on what? Okay. So we're gonna do, let's say, comment. Let's kind of do the same, right? For now. Yes. Oops. What is this? Reply comment. Yeah, let's do the same. Good. Yeah, that's good. I think that's... None of them are easy to work with, trust me. I've used nearly all of them. They're all easy to work for basic things. None of this is basic, right? You don't just install that thing and you use it. You have to integrate it with the rest of your... The thing is, again, you go to that documentation and you see the... Oh, you can create a bold and stuff like that. But that's not reality. That's not how you integrate rich text editing in your system. You have to do validation. You have to store that in a database. You have to get it somehow. You have to render it. You have to display it. You have to edit it. You have to disallow some tags. You have to, etc., etc., etc. There's a lot of things, right? Editor is... Yeah. It's, yeah. All of them are promising a lot, delivering very little. Okay, so that's almost good, right? I think I've fixed the issue reported by Sullivan at the very least, right? And that's, yeah, well, now we are at least sanitizing that by default, right? Let me just check one thing. Yeah, I think he removed his cross-site scripting thing. But yeah, this should also no longer be possible. Yeah. You can do that, Captain, with every single one of them, right? You can do styling with every single one of them. That's, again, that's not... When you implement rich text editing in a complex project like this, that's very different, right? We're not talking here about, you know, there's a lot of stuff in the background that needs to be supported, right? So it's very... No matter what you use, it's very difficult. Doing rich text editing properly is very hard. That's very hard to do right. Because there's a lot of stuff you have to do. I would love that, Sullivan. Yeah. Well, yeah, I would like that. Yeah, that would be amazing. 100%. Yeah, rendering it back, securing it. Send it here, sure. All sorts of stuff, right? All sorts of stuff. It's just, it's hard in general, right? It's hard for everybody, right? It seems the bot here doesn't allow it. Asfest, thank you very much for the follow, man. Appreciate it. Annoying bot, indeed. Okay, so what's happening now, right? So let's see where we are with TipTap, right? So this is TipTap, right? This is our rich text editor, rich text editing with TipTap, right? So what happens now, right now, right? So this is what happens, right? Let's actually. Thank you very much, Sullivan. I'm going to check it in 2 seconds. So let's make sure that so this is what happens, right? So this is our rich text editor, right? So this is not tit, but tip, but that's TipTap, right? And you type something in, right? You're typing some stuff in. What's happening basically behind the scenes, we're filling in this content editor state, and that state is just a JSON object, right? And this is the same with all of them. Draft.js, TinyMace, no matter which rich text editor you use, you need to keep track of the state somewhere. Like, where is my cursor, anchor, and stuff like that. What's highlighted, what not. So you have to count characters and lines and blocks, right? Anyway, so we write something in, and then we need to store that to a database. So we take this object and we stringify it, right? So we stringify it, right? So we do JSON dot stringify, right? And now it's stored in a database, right? Stored in a DB, right? Now I need to get it back, right? So when you go to some article, we get that thing back, and what do? Well, clearly we're JSON.parse, right? We want to turn that string, whatever, we want to turn that string back into a JSON object, right? Now, once we turn it back, what do we need to do next? Well, we need to render it on the screen, right? We need to show that on the screen. We need to, right, show it, like the article itself. And yeah, so we turn that object basically, we turn that into some HTML, right? So we have to turn JSON into HTML. And where are we doing that? Well, we're doing that in here, right? I have this little utility function I wrote called TipTap to HTML. We generate the HTML from this JSON that I just drew, right? We pass this editor config object that I created, and this object kind of registers necessary plugins and stuff to render that HTML, right? And that's what we kind of did better this stream today. Right now, we're gonna only be registering the plugins which you provide through this controls prop, because before we would hide all the controls. So for example, we would only show bold, but you could still use other rich text manually. So for example, if we go to programmer network, right? That conversion process seems inefficient at scale. Well, tell us the better process then. If you tell me the better one, I'm all ear. So for example, you can see here that this shouldn't have actually happened, because this editor in production doesn't have any sort of color or styling. The reason why it happened is because, yeah, we only controlled which toolbar icons are shown, but not actually the extensions that or plugins that this editor was registering in the background, right? All right, cool. So yeah, so now we're no longer doing that. Now we will only register whichever controls you actually pass to this guy. And And one thing that I just saw that we forgot passing here is, yeah. Wait, what the fuck is this? Give me a sec. I see. Okay, sure. But yeah, that's actually not good. We need to pass controls here. Suggestion items. Okay, I see. Well, no, I mean that was just a very empty suggestion, right? Oh, that looks not efficient at scale. Well, tell me what is efficient at scale, and then we can discuss it, right? It's I mean, it's just an empty statement, right? It tells nothing, right? It's like saying, okay. All right, let me grab this. Sullivan, love you, man. Thank you very much. The database, no SQL. Okay, where is it? Let's go to, I mean, actually, you know what? Let's just directly inject it in the database, right? That's the easiest. Let's go to taught. Let's find some taught written by me. Let's say this one. Is this the whole taught or is this just the content? It's just the content, okay. Yeah, so it's just the content, okay? No. No, I'm not gonna. But why like this conversion is happening in the front end? What do you mean by scale? That doesn't make sense, no offense as well. And I know that you're not criticizing. It's just always better if you provide more context of why you think that something isn't, right? So if you say scale, what do you mean scale? That conversion is not happening in the API at all. Both conversions are happening in the front end. Both conversion to string and conversion to JSON, right? So what do you mean it's not feasible for that scale? This is happening in your browser, not on the server side. It's the only thing that server does, it stores a string in a database. So it cannot be more efficient than that, right? So what do you mean it's not scalable? Sullivan, can you send me the whole payload that you used? Just so I can literally take the whole payload and insert it. Or because it doesn't seem that, like, what is this content? Should I post this? Okay, I see. Wait a minute, okay. I see. Wait, what did I want to do? I see. Okay, so let's try like this, right? Let's just try like this. So body, we're gonna have something like this. What was the endpoint? Let's click this fella over here, right? Let's say HTTP localhost 3008, right? We'll need a JSON Web Token as well, right? So let's grab, shit, this is production. This is production as well, okay? Let's grab the value. Nah, let's not do that actually. Yeah, actually it's fine, all right. Let's get back here. Let's go to auth, bear, nah. Not really, we need a cookie, right? We're doing HTTP only cookie, right? So cookie, and what was it? Programmer network, yeah. And then it's equal to that, right? Let's try that. Bad request, and that's actually good. That's perfect. That's what we want to get. So let's say tags 1, And then let's grab what Sullivan sent to me on LinkedIn. Ah, actually here we have probably the whole payload now. Nice. Okay. Let's see. Format. Yeah, great. What? Ah, shit, sorry. You do not have access. Okay. Well, then maybe we need to save this. All right, screw it. Let's go back here. Let's go to network. This headers. Yeah, exactly. It is a bad cookie. Yes. Let's just. Yes. All right, so we created it, right? That's great. Let's go back here. And this one, and this is, I guess, the one that you claim. But wait, because I did a lot of changes this stream. There's no mark type link in this schema. Yeah, you use some sort of a. Einar, thank you very much, man. Yeah, the problem now with this is that I have disabled the marking and stuff, right? Actually, Captain, you're 100% right, and believe it or not, man, like, let me actually check. I do believe that I had that, and for some reason I don't know why I removed it. Let me see if I can actually, yeah, here is the character counter, right? And at one point we did have that on all of the inputs. I don't actually, yeah, actually we do still have it. What the fuck? Yeah, we do have it on the inputs. Give me a second. So we do have it, as you can see, right? Let's actually re-enable it back. I 100% agree with you, man. I find it useless, very, very annoying as well, personally. So if there is a max, okay, so that's why, right? So let's fix that, right? Let's fix that, right? And it would be nice if we can implement this also as part of our library, but let's not go crazy with it now. So for now, let's just. So give me a moment here, and then I'm gonna get back to this Sullivan in 2 seconds. All right, I guess we'll have to implement min and max as well, but I hear you, man. You can go to the website and sign up and check it out, Einar. It's there, right? But let me actually just get back to this thing yeah, let me just give me 2 seconds, right? Just with this. What did I want to do? Shit. Yeah. So I think Sullivan, you have used some of the stuff that I've disabled now. Give me 2 seconds. Let's go to the API. So you use some sort of mark or something. Let's see. Yeah, marks. You use those marks. Yeah. So let's just enable those marks again. But I have disabled that now, just for this specific case, right? I don't even know what those marks are. Well, no, I mean the thing is we'll get there maybe, right? Right now we have changed a lot of stuff, right? So I don't think that the API has to do anything, right? I think this is a front-end type thing only, right? If you try to, I mean, generally, right, the front end should just ignore whatever you send, right? API, you have to understand, Sullivan, I cannot validate all of this in the API. This payload can look, this can be an article of 5,000 different things, right? And then I don't want to be validating stuff to that degree there, right? I'm just gonna sanitize stuff here because it's just too much, right? This is not like a predefined set of, this is not a JSON type that's like structured in a way where I can say, okay, this thing always has to look like this. You know, this JSON payload can really look like any article. It can have 15 headings or no headings, right? Etc, right? So what the fuck is this, man? So we need to figure that out. But either way, so I think what we should do here, Sullivan, right? I think what we should do is, like, if user tries maliciously to inject something that's not supported, we should just fail. We should just show could not render article or something, right? Because again, no user with the valid intent is ever going to get into that state. So if you, for example, right? So if you, for example, get into this state, that means that you've done something that hasn't been done through the client itself, but outside of the client, right? That means that, and that can be anything, right? Numinex, my friend, good evening. So that can be anything, right? With that said, right, let's just at least solve it generically for now, and then we can figure it out, right? Because again, this can so many things here can go wrong, right? It's really difficult to figure out all of the potential issues that can occur, right? And as you can see now, basically nothing is rendered, right? And nothing is rendered because you tried to, for example, inject. Can you generate a new one, Numinex, just without the mark? Just use plain text for now, just so we can actually test the cross-site scripting stuff, right? So just do the same that you did. Just don't use like the highlighting and whatnot, right? Exactly, right? And that's fine. That's fine, right? So how could I actually take your payload here? Type text. Can I just remove the marks? Wait, let me try this, right? Give me 1 second. So let me just do this. Let's say json.parse. Right? Yeah. Let's take this content. Let's copy this object, right? And let's just say what the hell is marks? Is that... Ah, shit, wait a minute. Production is broken for you. Let's see, maybe... Yeah, I think this is Sullivan playing with stuff. Yep, I think it's Sullivan playing with things. Yep. Sullivan, if you can, just remove that thing, or I'm gonna go and remove it, just so things are not broken. Yeah. No worries, man. Do you want me to remove this thing that you wrote? Yeah, exactly. Because I'm gonna push that stuff like after the stream, so this doesn't happen, right? Basically, Sullivan is yeah, okay. Wait, let me do it off screen. Give me 1 moment. I just don't want to expose private data to you guys. Sullivan is a security expert, so he's helping me to find bugs and stuff like that, security types of stuff, right? So he kind of reports to me like things that he finds, and then we fix it, right? So yes, that's yeah. What the fuck, app.appsmith, what? Yeah, give me one moment here. Let me just try. I'm just gonna open this up on a different screen so I don't share any private data. Sure, I'll do it. Wait, did this open on this screen? It did. Give me a moment. Servers, PN. Let's see if I can open it up. I can. Beautiful. Collections, thought. Yeah, thoughts, view, all rows. No, it's just a silly thing, but indeed, yeah, for sure. It's give me one moment. Jesus Christ, man, come on. Where is the SQL query tool? Yeah. Thank you very much, Gab, for the follow, dude. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's 314 or 315. Which one is it? 314, I guess, right? Sure. All right, should be good. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. No, but this is a no, not at all. I mean, I'm so grateful for people like Sullivan and all of you, right? Because this is why we are still in alpha and stuff, because I don't have, I mean, I'll do my best to help Sullivan in all the possible ways I can. You know, but you know, I cannot find those things with the time I have to build this, right? So having someone like him to poke around, try to find vulnerabilities and stuff, I mean, insane value, insane how much I respect that. It's crazy. What did I want to do? Okay. Okay, so that's removed. No, that's probably a bug. If they are not shown... no, actually, I think we removed that before. Actually, I think we just removed it. Let's see how easy would it be to put them back, actually. Let's see if it's like a minute type of thing, because maybe I can do it quickly. Comment. Yeah. Comments. Comment header. I'm pretty sure that at one point in time we had it. I'm like almost certain, right? Let's see if this is all that would be needed. No, I mean, they're not showing because they're not there at all, right? There's no avatars in the comments, right? I think you can see now I've just added it, right? So there simply isn't an avatar there, right? We're not displaying them. I don't know, at one point in time I probably removed it for some reason, right? You can see now I've actually added it back. I think pretty much Sullivan, again, no reason, right? Let me just write those things down so I can do them today or tomorrow, right? Because I agree with those things, right? It's just, I mean, a lot of those are reasonable suggestions. Nobody can argue that, right? It's just, let's just create it. So, recent viewer suggestions. Come on, dude. Jesus Christ, man. Let's put it here. So there were actually 3 of them so far today. Let's just write them all down. So there was one, which one was it? There was one, let me scroll a bit up, by Captain, right? All right, so let's just okay, great. Then another one was add avatars to comments and then allow users to. Let me just go down. What? Allow users to remove the reaction from resources. Right now, if you like or dislike, you have to remain with one of the options, but you can't. The thing is, again, the main reason, Suleiman, is that those features are right, not so I can just tell you why in simple words this doesn't exist. Simply because, you know, those are the things that I constrain myself of not implementing because I don't think that they're relevant, right? For the time in which we're in and all of the things that we have to do, right? So in simple words, are those things nice to have? Yes, but are they some sort of game changers? Like, do people like and then dislike something and then they don't want to do neither of those things very often? Probably not, right? So in simple words, the main reason why I haven't implemented that is simply because I don't think it's relevant relative to all of the other things that we still have to do, right? So that's my reasoning, right? Because there's a bunch of nice things to have all over the place that we can do, but then I would get nowhere, right? And that one already wrote it here. That's what Captain also suggested, right? Man, shut the fuck up. Good evening, my buddy. Why Tailwind? I guess component is better. I don't know. I guess that's a statement and not a question. So what can I say on that, right? I cannot comment on that because I'm not sure what do you mean. Why Tailwind? I guess style components is better. Is that a question, a statement, an opinion? Because I don't know if you're asking me if something is better or if you're just sharing an opinion. It's like long farts are better than short ones, right? I mean, it's like, yeah. Just give me 1 second. What the fuck did I want to do? Oh yeah. Is this marks is just a link itself, right? It is, right? Yeah. Unless unless Sullivan did something else, because it should be now there now, right? So I've added the link on both. Yeah, extensions link. Yeah. And how the fuck do we have it twice, man? Are you kidding me, bro? Not a fan of TypeScript. I wouldn't say that's true. Most of my libraries that I wrote are in TypeScript, right? I just, am I a fan of types? It's just types, man, right? There's nothing to be fan of. I can work with TypeScript any day. I use it at my work. Am I a fan? Not really, no. I'm not a fan of anything, especially not just, it's not rocket science, right? So Sullivan, actually it is here now, right? And you can see that actually that stuff is removed, but it's actually, well, it's 100% sanitized now, right? It's just the thing is, where's the link? And this target shouldn't be here. Let me take a look at that. So the target itself, yeah, nice work. No, not really yet. Not yet. No. Because the anchor tags should only allow href. So why this didn't sanitize the actual target itself? This should have been stripped. Exactly, yeah, and it should have done that, but it didn't. So wait a minute, allowed tags, anchor, and then anchor should only have those specific attributes available, right? And it doesn't, like, the Doubler, thank you very much, man. Unless, give me a moment, unless, yeah, I don't think that, yeah, target self. Because if we go to the actual sanitizer here, right? Allowed attributes. Ah, shit, my bad. All good. No. Jesus Christ, man. Yeah. There we go. Okay, great. Well, I export the whatever whatever my CI builds, right? And my CI is gonna just run the Vite build, right? So yes. Okay, that's a bit awkward now. So now it's kind of doing a bit too much, right? So now it's kind of stripping the anchor tag as well. That's a bit, oh no, it's not actually. So it's fine, right? There we go. So we have an anchor and target is not there, right? So that's what we expect, right? That's what we expect, right? Now, of course, now, yeah. Okay, sure, fine. Oh my God, Namari is here. Jesus, my old viewers. I'm not a fan of Next.js, primarily because it's too much. That tool is too clever. It's too good in some regard, right? Also, I can see that this editing no longer works here, and that's because there's nothing, right? It's just too clever, right? It's really good, don't take me wrong. It solves an SEO issues and stuff really well, but it's just too smart, right? And usually when things are too smart, they're too difficult to... No, I just do React, man. For the most part, that's all you need, really. Unless you have a real reason to use server-side rendering, unless you know explicitly why you're doing it, then you should not be doing it. So you should absolutely be doing it if you know why you're doing it. Then it means that you're using it for the problem that you're trying to solve. But if you're just using it, then... Are you planning to build some... D and Joe, I don't think that I personally alone on this project will ever do that, simply because I don't have the competences or the time to do that, right? So if that ever happens, it would mean that this project already succeeded to some degree, and I can afford to hire someone to do it and stuff like that, right? I don't have, I have a kid and a wife and a full-time job and stuff like that. And, it would be silly for me to sit and learn the AI now and stuff, right? Right? And Numinex is absolutely right, yes. Even though, to my defense, I actually haven't used ChatGPT actually in a week almost. Like, what the hell is happening? That's actually pretty crazy. But yes, I'm basically already using AI in this project. It's writing most of my code, yes, like he has. Yeah, actually, I swear to God. The thing is, man, like I'm a tech lead at my work, and I spend a lot of time now. I spend a lot of time at work not coding, right? And I think that's gonna be more and more. Maybe in 2 or 3 years from now, I don't think I'm gonna be coding at all. I'm just gonna be in the meetings and stuff like that, right? So that's also why. No, we're just kidding, Anjo. We're just kidding. I know what you mean. We're just joking around, right? But I don't think that falls under my sufficient competences that I would. Only if it's fun, maybe we can, maybe we can use ChatGPT, right? Yeah, Captain, you know how it is. I spend most of my time helping others, so definitely. If we find some generative AI or whatever, right? Cloudflare workers are great. Cloudflare workers are great. They're also free for the most part, so super useful. You can also, yeah. Of course, man. It's here. It's right here in my face. And Sullivan, no. So Sullivan, right now, all the tags are hard-coded, so we have just maybe 40 or 50 different tags. But for sure, once we lay those things down, and once I think we're getting, I mean, I can tell you right now. Give me one moment. I mean, I think people are signing up through this stream to the platform and stuff, right? So we're having a few hundred people already who registered. Actually, let me tell you. So we have almost 300 people who signed up, right? So as the time goes by and we get more and more people, and we obviously narrow those bugs down and we build more things and there's more content, I think then we're gonna implement kind of dynamic tags and stuff, right? So none of us here, no matter how good some of us are, good or bad in programming, none of us here in this chat today have ever built a social platform, not from a technical perspective, but from a community perspective, right? So those are the unknowns that I don't know, right? Because building technical things, that's easy, right? We don't know if anyone ever is gonna use this platform for anything, right? So let's see, how it happens from a community perspective, right? No, dude, like absolutely not. Why would I delete, man? I mean, this is not that, dude. Like, it's always literally, yeah, it's always more. I love to see this sort of stuff, and there's nothing to delete. I've never heard of this community, honestly, before. Let me check it out. Yeah, this is amazing. This is great. Okay, well, I mean, we can. So for example, you can see. The problem, so what I'm trying to build here is, so for example, this is how I think about this, right? Let me just share my thoughts. So I don't think that most people give a shit about having their own developer avatar, for example, right? I think that this is completely, so what I'm obviously trying to build is a simplistic thing of existing things that exist already, right? Well, clearly because they're existing, right? So a lot of this stuff looks great, but I don't think it serves any purpose, right? I want to build something minimalistic where people can share stuff and get to the point very quickly, right? Without, so, yeah, I don't know. I mean, again, it seems that people are using this, and that's great. Do I like how this looks like personally? No. and this is just my personal thing. Again, I mean, you know, clearly there's probably tens of thousands of people. Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. I can see that it's definitely used, right? So clearly some people like it. Maybe I would like it if I give it time, right? But this is not, I mean, I get, I mean, the thing is, right, this is opposite of my values, right? All of those communities online are becoming just toxic, childish. When I see this, I just think like, what a fucking idiot, right? Like, I don't see the point of complaining, right? I don't, in my life, as I said many times, can you make something better? No, then shut the fuck up. Can you make it better? Yes, well then do something about it. So this sort of like click grabs and this sort of crying like a little asshole, right? It's not useful, right? What is the point of this shitting and crying and, you know, oh, this is so bad. Oh my God, right? It's like, dude, just grow the fuck up, man, right? Like seriously, how old are you? Like 7 years old, right? I mean, what is the purpose of this, right? How is this useful to anybody, right? Yeah, like how is this, like what is the point of this? You have a bunch of little assholes shitting on things, right? It's like, what is the purpose of that, right? That's kind of something I don't want, right? Like, sure, you know, okay, I mean, I can see this once and I can find it funny and say, okay, wow, that's actually funny and stuff, but how many times will I see the same complaints over and over again, right? I mean, I don't know. I just why would I use this shitty platform, right? For what, right? Sure. I mean, I mean, this clearly proves one thing, right? This definitely, I mean, okay, let me put it this way, right? So right. So this is clearly factually something that people like, right? Because if they didn't, it's the same with porn sites. If people weren't jerking off, porn sites wouldn't have traffic, right? So it's the same with this crap. If people weren't complaining, then the sites like this wouldn't exist, right? But, you know, seeing a website like this actually gives me a lot of hope as well, right? Because if you can build a community of bunch of idiots who just like to complain about everything, then it gives me hope that maybe we can build a community of people who actually just like the opposite, you know, they value their time and stuff like that, and they want to, right? So more power to this, if you ask me. I mean, people should be building whatever they want, right? Yeah, all 12 of us, exactly, right? Sure. I mean, we all can attempt something, right? I mean, the thing is, I think it's very important. The thing is, I think it's very important to for me, for example, this platform, you know, I'm definitely gonna sit here for a couple of more years on this Twitch, and I'm gonna be building it. And at the end of the day, I'm gonna learn a lot of things. I'm gonna meet many of you great people, right? And I'm gonna have some sort of a closure, right? Because this project is something I wanted to do for a long time, and I wish that I can maybe do it full time. Unfortunately, that's not possible, right? But at the end of the day, it's gonna happen or not, but I will feel good, right? I'm gonna say, okay, I tried to build something. I had some ideas of how I think things should be, and if that's not the case, well, great. But I'm never gonna have to, you know, wonder about, what if I did it, right? Communities of practice. The thing is, Captain, I for 5.5 years I worked at the bootcamp, right? So I worked at thinkful.com for 5.5 years, and I spent all of those years teaching, right? So teaching is definitely my passion, right? I mean, being here in Twitch is the reason why I'm streaming. Isn't just Programmer Network. I think the main reason is because I like to talk and share my knowledge and experience, and also I think the best way to learn also is to teach, right? So I could definitely see something like that, right? I think that's, if we can build a platform where people, I mean, for example, that's why if I go here, right? So for example, like, I think what you're talking about is similar to this project, right? So next thing, once we finish the courses that we're building, we're gonna build this projects, right? Where you can team up, you can find developers, and you can post your project idea and stuff, and then you can have other people join you and stuff like that. So I think that's kind of what I want this platform to be. I want this platform to be a place where eventually, and hopefully one day, maybe or maybe never, we'll see. Yeah. Why are you moving more as PM role rather than? Well, I don't think that I'm moving anywhere, to be very honest with you, Numinex, consciously or as a plan, right? I think for me it just came naturally, right? Because I do end up helping a lot of people most of the time, right? And it feels to me that already maybe I have sufficient amount of experience and knowledge to enable others and make, because the thing is, when you run a team, right, your goal is that your team is productive, right? And if I can use my energy and my verbosity and my articulation and will to talk and the energy that I have and stuff to empower others, right? Naturally, which I believe I do. That's at least at least the input that I get from others. Then I think for me, it's not something I planned. It's rather just something that happened, right? Because, you know, at work, for the most part, people come to me to ask me things, right? And this is happening for years now, right? Not because I'm necessarily, of course, that would be idiotic to say smarter. It's just, that's how I operate, right? When I do something, I like to know everything, where things are, how they work. And I'm very proactive. I'm very hands-on, and right. That's why I say, when we just check this platform, I say, don't complain, right? You know, don't be reactive, be proactive. And if you can't make things better, then just shut up. Don't complain. Don't like, oh, why is this like this? Why is this not working, right? Well, I mean, can you do something about it? No. Well, then what is the point of talking like that, right? So it's like, you get what I mean. So this is advice for everybody on this planet, regardless of the role. Like, try to apply that in your everyday life. You know, can you make things better? No, well then shut up. Then why are you complaining or making them worse, right? Oh, JavaScript is such a bad language. Oh my God. You know, yes, I didn't contribute 1% to development of it, but it's like, dude, come on. Like, it's like, I remember when ChatGPT came out, right? And people already started complaining about it. It's like, oh my God, it told me it gave me a bad output once and stuff, right? No, well, not really. I mean, one thing is to point out the problems, another thing is to complain about it, right? That's those two things are very different, right? Exactly, pretty much. It's completely fine to point out the problems, right? But complaining about why things are like this or that is not useful, eh? Sure, if you pay for a service, absolutely, and you should complain, yes. 100%, 100%, yes. If you pay for a service, in fact, you should complain, because that's how we got better as a society, as humanity, right? If we don't complain, if we don't set standards for each other, right? Then we would never move forward. So we should definitely complain, right? There's no question about that, right? Exactly, but it's simple words. Look, I'm not here. I mean, I like to stream and write code and have interest in discussion. So I feel I'm not here myself. It would be paradoxical for me to complain about others complaining, right? I think somebody asked me a question. I just wanted to associate why some of the things happening in my life are happening, right? And for the most part in my career, which I think is long enough already now, what has worked for me is just to, you know, when I see a problem, I either try to fix it or I move on, right? I don't complain, right? Because there's nothing useful in empty, shallow complaints, or it's like, oh, you know, it's like, why is this done like this? Why is like if you're complaining about something and you don't have a solution or proposal, or you can't fix it yourself, or you don't have a suggestion of something, then it's pointless. It's just empty words, right? You know, like someone said here maybe 40 minutes ago, is like, oh, but that doesn't seem to be scalable in a long run. What does that even mean, right? What does that even mean? Can you be more specific, right? What's not scalable, etc., right? It's just like just shallow, right? Shallow talk, right? Pepper, good evening, buddy. So what we've been working today is just some security issues that Sullivan found, and I've been just trying to narrow them down. So it was a lot tip-tap and combining some systems that I built before with the new things, right? So now basically this utility function for rendering HTML from tip-tap is using sanitized HTML underneath, but then you can also configure which tags and which attributes of those tags we don't want to sanitize, right? So this use tip-tap to HTML thing now gets the controls, which is the basically toolbar elements of the tip-tap editor, and then you can pass which ones you want to have here, and then those are going to be the allowed tags. So meaning sanitizer is not going to remove them, right? That's pretty much it. And then yeah, we did quite a good chunk of work today. It is not simple. It's a slightly complicated, right? But it's good I have it all in my head, so it's fine, right? Give me 1 second. My wife is writing to me. Maybe she's complaining that I'm too loud because I think she went to bed. Give me 1 second. I think she's most likely saying, hey, Alex, shut the fuck up, bro. I can't sleep, and you're still talking crap 3 hours later. Probably something like that. Give me a second. Viber. I'm still using Viber. Yes, I'm old. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's... Numinex, that's correct. Yes. Get a job, Alex. Yes, Numinex, that's correct. That's what Sullivan found. He found an XSS cross-site scripting issue that's, again, amazing work. Look, guys, my wife actually needs to sleep, and I need to... Tomorrow we have a lot of things. We are going to Sako's wedding. One of the viewers that I met here, we became friends. He also lives in Copenhagen. We're going to his wedding tomorrow at 5 p.m. But in the morning at 10 a.m. we have my son's birthday. Second round of guests are coming in the morning. So maybe Numinex, I think maybe it would, yes. Exactly, Captain. I actually made quite a few. I think 2 or 3 real life friends I made here to the stream. So pretty nice as well, I agree. Guys, I'll have to leave you now. My wife can't sleep. She wrote to me that I woke her up 2 times already. So I'll have to run. I need to make sure that she actually can sleep. Absolutely, man. I'll accept it right away because I'm not sharing my screen anyway. So let me do it. Jamie, nice. Oh, awesome, Jamie. Good to know you, man. And then, yes, let's accept all of those fellas here. Perfect. Well, guys, thank you very much. Seriously, I enjoyed it a lot. I'll see you guys tomorrow evening, most likely, unless I stay long on the Sako's wedding. Let's see how it goes. Yeah. Have a good one. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. I hope you're gonna get some rest. And I will see you guys tomorrow evening, most likely. And this, I need to disable this shitty bot. It's super, super annoying. Cassie, Numinex, Captain, and everybody, have a good night. Man, you too. Thank you very much. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.